Have you ever wondered if the pursuit of love in your later years might come at a cost you're not ready to pay? Society often tells us that finding a partner is the key to happiness, especially as we age. But what if choosing to stay single after 65 could unlock a life of tranquility, freedom, and self-discovery? In this video, we'll explore 7 compelling reasons why embracing solitude in your golden years isn't just a valid choice, but a powerful one that can lead to unparalleled joy and emotional health. From avoiding the emotional toll of conflict to preserving your hard-earned independence, these insights will challenge everything you've been told about love and loneliness. Stay with us until the end to discover a rarely discussed truth that affects more seniors than you might think. A reason that could change how you view your future and inspire you to prioritize your peace above all else. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. Reason 1. Emotional stress from conflict. No matter how compatible two people may seem, relationships, particularly new ones, carry an inherent risk of conflict. Misunderstandings, differing habits, clashing worldviews, and mismatched expectations are common in any partnership. In our younger years, these challenges often feel like a natural part of building a connection. We have the emotional bandwidth and physical stamina to navigate disagreements, learn from them, and grow closer as a result. For many, these struggles are seen as opportunities for personal development and relational bonding. However, after the age of 65, the emotional landscape shifts dramatically, and what was once a manageable hiccup can become a significant source of distress. Aging brings changes to both body and mind that amplify the impact of emotional stress. Research in gerontology highlights that the aging nervous system, particularly the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal (HPA) axis, becomes less efficient at regulating stress hormones like cortisol. This means that even minor conflicts, a disagreement over plans, a critique of personal habits, or a difference in communication styles, can linger, echoing through the mind and body for days or even weeks. Recovery from emotional upheaval takes longer, and sleep, which becomes more fragile with age, is often disrupted by these tensions. The result can be a cascade of effects: fatigue, heightened anxiety, and, in some cases, symptoms of depression that undermine overall well-being. Consider the story of Edith, a 73-year-old widow who, after a decade of living alone, decided to embrace a new relationship. At first, the connection was exhilarating. She reveled in the companionship, sharing dinners, taking evening walks, and engaging in heartfelt conversations. But as the relationship deepened, small conflicts began to surface. Her partner criticized her approach to time management, questioning why she prioritized certain activities. His frequent phone calls, initially charming, soon felt intrusive, bordering on controlling. What began as affection morphed into a struggle to maintain her autonomy, and the emotional weight of defending her boundaries stirred up old wounds from past relationships she thought she had long healed. After 6 months, Edith chose to end the relationship, describing the relief as akin to waking from a deep, restorative sleep after years of restless nights. "I didn't realize how much I needed peace until I felt it again," she shared. Edith's experience is not an outlier. Many older adults carry emotional scars from past traumas, divorces, the loss of a spouse, or unresolved family conflicts. A new relationship, even one filled with promise, can unexpectedly trigger these wounds, turning moments of connection into sources of pain. The allure of companionship, while comforting on the surface, often comes with a hidden cost: the risk of emotional turmoil. For seniors, whose resilience may be diminished, the toll of repeated arguments or misunderstandings can be profound, eroding mental health and physical vitality. Choosing to remain single offers a powerful alternative: the preservation of emotional equilibrium. By avoiding the roller coaster of relational conflict, older adults can sidestep the emotional landmines that new partnerships often bring. This choice prioritizes calm over chaos, stability over strife, and inner peace over external pressure. For many, this isn't just a preference. It's a lifeline, a deliberate act of self-care that safeguards mental and physical health in a stage of life where both are increasingly precious. Reason 2. Financial complications. The saying, "love is blind," may hold romantic appeal, but when it comes to finances, clarity is non-negotiable. In our later years, Money is far more than a means of exchange. It represents security, independence, and the ability to navigate life's uncertainties. For older adults, financial resources are often tied to critical needs. Funding medical care, maintaining a comfortable lifestyle, or leaving a legacy for children or grandchildren. After a lifetime of careful planning, introducing a new partner into this financial equation can disrupt the delicate balance, transforming a peaceful retirement into a stressful tightrope walk. In younger years, financial challenges in relationships may feel manageable. With decades of earning potential ahead, there's time to recover from overspending, adjust to shared expenses, or rebuild savings after a setback. But after 65, the financial landscape changes. Most seniors rely on fixed incomes, pensions, Social Security, or carefully curated savings, with little margin for error. A new partner may bring financial baggage, credit card debt, differing spending habits, or expectations about shared costs. Even seemingly minor decisions, like splitting the grocery bill or planning a modest getaway, can spark tension if financial philosophies don't align. Take Roger, a 68-year-old widower, as a case study. After losing his wife of 40 years, he reconnected with a high school friend, and their bond quickly blossomed into romance. Eager to share his life again, Roger welcomed her into his home within months. He was generous, covering expenses for dinners, small vacations, and household upgrades to make their shared space more comfortable. But over time, he noticed his savings shrinking at an alarming rate. His partner had a taste for luxury, expensive restaurants, designer clothes, and frequent outings that didn't align with Roger's frugal retirement plan. She had promised to split costs, but her contributions were inconsistent, leaving Roger to bear the financial burden. When he finally raised the issue, she reacted with offense, and the resulting tension eroded their once joyful connection. What began as companionship turned into quiet resentment, with Roger feeling trapped in a cycle of financial strain. Beyond day-to-day spending, new relationships can introduce broader financial complexities. Legal remarriage, for example, can impact tax brackets, Social Security benefits, or eligibility for pensions and healthcare programs. Some seniors risk losing critical benefits if they formalize a partnership. Others face challenging conversations about inheritance, particularly when adult children or grandchildren are involved. Blending assets can blur lines of ownership, leading to disputes or unintended consequences. These entanglements can transform a relationship meant to bring joy into a source of confusion and conflict. By choosing to remain single, older adults retain full control over their financial world. They can spend, save, or donate as they see fit, without negotiating every purchase or justifying their decisions. This autonomy isn't just practical, it's empowering. After decades of hard work to achieve financial stability, preserving that independence ensures peace of mind and protects the retirement years from unnecessary stress. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Reason 3. Loss of routine and personal space. Over a lifetime, we craft daily routines that reflect our unique preferences, needs, and identities. These rituals, a morning cup of tea brewed just right, a favorite news program at a specific time, a quiet afternoon walk, or a nap in a cozy armchair, may seem small, but they provide a profound sense of control, comfort, and grounding. For older adults, these routines become even more vital as the world around them shifts. Aging often brings changes, retirement, health challenges, or the loss of loved ones, and these carefully honed habits offer stability and a sense of self in an evolving landscape. However, new relationships can disrupt these rhythms, threatening the autonomy and peace that seniors have worked hard to cultivate. Consider Louise, a 70-year-old woman who had spent over a decade living alone, savoring a deliberate daily rhythm. Her mornings were dedicated to tending her garden, where she found solace in nurturing her flowers. Afternoons were spent reading historical novels or knitting intricate patterns, activities that brought her joy and calm. When she entered a new relationship, Louise was optimistic, excited about the prospect of companionship. But as the relationship progressed, with weekends spent together and eventually a shared home, subtle tensions emerged. Her partner preferred sleeping late, disrupting her quiet mornings. He played the television at high volume, drowning out the tranquility she cherished. Without asking, he rearranged her kitchen, moving her favorite mugs and reorganizing her pantry. I didn't realize how much my little habits mattered, Louise reflected, until they were no longer mine. This kind of disruption is often subtle, accumulating over time rather than manifesting as a single dramatic event. Sharing a home with a partner means negotiating countless details. What to cook for dinner, how to organize the refrigerator, where to place the laundry basket, or which show to watch on TV. For younger people, such compromises may feel like a natural part of a partnership, but for many seniors, they represent a loss of freedom. Personal space is not just about physical square footage. It's about autonomy, the ability to move through your day without adjusting to someone else's preferences or schedule. It's about preserving the right to live on your terms, without the need for explanation or apology. Choosing to stay single allows older adults to protect this sacred space. They can wake when they want, eat what they please, and structure their days without accommodating another person's needs or moods. For many, this quiet freedom outweighs the allure of companionship, offering a sense of joy and independence that is deeply fulfilling. In a stage of life where control over one's environment becomes increasingly precious, staying single ensures that personal space remains a sanctuary, a place where individuality and peace can thrive undisturbed. Reason 4. Increased caregiving burden. As we age, the reality of declining health, whether our own or that of those around us, becomes an undeniable part of life. The instinct to care for a loved one is natural and deeply human, rooted in compassion and connection. However, it's critical to recognize the immense toll that caregiving can take, particularly for older adults who may already be managing their health challenges. Entering a new relationship after 65 may seem like a joyful leap, filled with the promise of shared experiences and mutual support. But if a partner's health begins to falter, the romantic connection can quickly evolve into a demanding caregiving role, one that many seniors are neither physically nor emotionally prepared to shoulder. Caregiving is a multifaceted responsibility, encompassing physical tasks like assisting with mobility, managing medications, preparing meals, and maintaining a household. It's also emotionally taxing, requiring patience, resilience, and the ability to navigate complex feelings of duty, guilt, or grief. For older adults, whose energy and health are often finite, taking on such responsibilities can lead to burnout, social isolation, and a decline in their well-being. The physical demands of caregiving, lifting a partner, helping with daily tasks, or managing medical appointments, can strain aging bodies, while the emotional weight of witnessing a partner's decline can erode mental health. Consider George, a 76-year-old retiree who met Ruth at a church gathering. Their connection was immediate, sparked by shared interests and lively conversations. After just 4 months, they decided to move in together, excited about building a new chapter. But within a year, Ruth's mobility began to decline due to a chronic condition. George found himself taking on an unexpected role, helping her bathe, managing her medications, cooking every meal, and keeping the house in order. He never complained, but the strain was palpable. His blood pressure climbed, his sleep became erratic, and he stopped attending the community center events that had once brought him joy. The peaceful retirement he had envisioned, filled with hobbies, travel, and relaxation, was overshadowed by the relentless demands of caregiving. "I wanted to be there for her," George admitted, "but I didn't realize how much it would take from me." Caregiving, while meaningful, can fundamentally alter the dynamics of a relationship, shifting it from partnership to obligation. For seniors, whose health may already be delicate, this burden can be particularly overwhelming. Choosing to remain single isn't a rejection of compassion or connection. It's a recognition of personal limits. It's an acknowledgement that self-care is paramount, especially in a stage of life where energy and health are precious resources. By staying single, older adults can avoid the emotional and physical toll of witnessing a partner's decline, preserving their well-being and peace of mind. Independence in later years isn't selfish, it's a form of wisdom. It's about setting boundaries before they're tested, choosing ease over effort, and prioritizing calm over crisis. For many seniors, this choice allows them to savor their remaining years with clarity, freedom, and joy, unencumbered by the weight of unexpected responsibilities. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Reasons 5. Family tensions and inheritance issues. When older adults embark on new romantic relationships, the impact extends far beyond the couple, sending shockwaves through the entire family ecosystem. For seniors with adult children, These relationships can introduce a web of complexities that are often unforeseen and challenging to resolve. A new partner may be viewed as an interloper, potentially threatening the emotional bonds or financial security that family members hold dear. Whether these fears are justified or not, they can ignite tensions that strain familial relationships, sometimes irreparably, creating rifts that linger long after the romance fades. For adult children, a parent's new partner can feel like a disruption to the family's established dynamic, particularly if the relationship begins after the death of a spouse. The new partner may be perceived as attempting to replace the deceased parent, siphoning off emotional attention, or influencing decisions about money, property, or inheritance. These concerns often stem from deeply rooted emotions: fear of losing a parent's affection, anxiety about financial instability, or uncertainty about their role in the family's future. Seniors who choose to date again frequently encounter unexpected judgment, skepticism, or outright hostility from their children, who may struggle to embrace this new chapter in their parents' lives. The result is a delicate balancing act, where the pursuit of personal happiness can inadvertently fracture long-standing family bonds. Take the case of Martha, a 66-year-old widow who discovered a spark of joy with a retired history professor she met at her local book club. Their shared passion for literature, history, and travel fostered a connection that felt like a second chance at love. They spent afternoons immersed in thoughtful conversations, planning trips to historical sites, and savoring the quiet companionship they both craved. But when Martha shared news of this relationship with her two adult sons, she was met with a chilling silence. Over time, that silence evolved into suspicion and criticism. Her sons began questioning her decision-making, scrutinizing her financial choices, and expressing concerns about her health and long-term plans. They worried that her new partner might sway her to redirect assets, perhaps altering her will or reallocating family heirlooms that they had assumed would remain within the family. Family gatherings, once warm and lively, became tense and awkward, with unspoken resentment hanging in the air. Devastated by the growing distance from her sons, Martha made the painful decision to end the relationship, prioritizing family harmony over her happiness. "I never thought that finding love again would cost me the closeness I had with my children," she reflected, her voice tinged with sorrow. "It felt like I had to choose between my heart and my family." Inheritance issues can escalate these tensions, transforming emotional unease into concrete fears about financial legacies. When seniors marry or cohabitate later in life, legal implications regarding assets often come into play. Without careful estate planning, such as updating wills, establishing trusts, or designating beneficiaries, a new partner may inadvertently become entitled to portions of the estate, including property, savings, or sentimental family heirlooms. Even if the senior's intentions are to preserve their assets for their children, the absence of clear legal documentation can lead to disputes after their passing. These conflicts can leave adult children feeling betrayed or sidelined, sparking legal battles or deep-seated resentment that outlasts the relationship itself. For example, a senior who remarries without a prenuptial agreement might unintentionally grant their new spouse rights to a family home, leaving children shocked and hurt when the estate is divided in ways they didn't expect. Choosing to remain single can help seniors sidestep these emotional and financial landmines. By maintaining clear boundaries between their personal lives and their family relationships, they can preserve the legacy they've spent a lifetime building. Staying single allows seniors to prioritize their bonds with children, grandchildren, and their broader community without the risk of introducing new dynamics that could destabilize those connections. This choice is not driven by fear or avoidance, but by a thoughtful commitment to protecting family harmony and ensuring that their financial and emotional inheritance aligns with their values. For many, it's an act of love and foresight, a way to safeguard the relationships and legacies that matter most, ensuring that their children and grandchildren feel secure in their place within the family. Reason 6. Reduced independence and freedom. One of the most cherished gifts of aging is the quiet, hard-earned independence that comes after decades of responsibilities. For many seniors, this stage of life brings a newfound freedom to live authentically, unencumbered by the demands of raising children, advancing careers, or caring for others. This autonomy manifests in countless ways: the ability to wake up without an alarm, to spend a day lost in a book or a hobby, to travel on a whim, or to indulge in small, personal rituals like eating a bowl of cereal for dinner or rearranging the living room just because it feels right. This freedom is not merely a luxury, it's a sacred privilege, a reflection of a life where one's time and choices are finally their own. However, entering a new romantic relationship later in life often disrupts this cherished independence. Even in the most loving partnerships, the presence of a new person introduces compromise, requiring consideration of their needs, schedules, and preferences. What was once a spontaneous decision, such as taking a weekend trip or spending a quiet evening alone, becomes a negotiation. While compromise is a cornerstone of any relationship, for seniors who have grown accustomed to the rhythm of solitude, it can feel like a subtle but profound loss. The flexibility and spontaneity that defined their days begin to narrow, and the independence they once guarded so fiercely starts to slip away. Over time, this shift can lead to frustration, not because of conflict or control, but because the joy of living life on one's terms is quietly eroded. Consider Walter, a 74-year-old retiree who had spent years envisioning a retirement filled with adventure and freedom. After a long career in a demanding job, he dreamed of long train journeys through the countryside, impromptu visits to old friends in distant towns, and the ability to explore the world without constraints. When he began dating a woman he met through mutual friends, he was initially thrilled by the companionship and the prospect of sharing his adventures. But as their relationship deepened, Walter realized their visions for life were fundamentally different. His partner preferred routine and stability, disliked travel, and felt uneasy with spontaneity. She enjoyed quiet evenings at home, while Walter craved the open road. Within months, Walter found himself scaling back his plans, skipping trips, canceling visits, and spending more time at home to accommodate her preferences. The compromises piled up, and he began to feel a growing sense of frustration, not with her, but with himself. "I wasn't angry with her," he said. "I was upset with myself for letting go of the person I was becoming. I didn't realize how much my freedom meant until I started giving it away." Choosing to remain single in later years is often less about avoiding connection and more about preserving this hard-won autonomy. It's a deliberate choice to craft a life that aligns with one's own pace, passions, and priorities, free from the compromises that even the best relationships require. Staying single doesn't mean shutting out love or companionship. Rather, it opens the door to meaningful connections with friends, family, and oneself. Seniors can invest in personal growth, pursue long-deferred dreams, or simply savor the peace of a life unencumbered by external demands. For many, this choice is an act of self-respect, a commitment to protecting their time, their space, and their direction, ensuring that their later years are defined by authenticity and fulfillment. It's about waking up each day knowing that their choices are their own, a freedom that many come to see as the truest form of peace. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Reason 7. Pressure to settle for the wrong reasons. Perhaps the most pervasive yet understated reason some seniors enter new relationships is the pressure to avoid being alone, a pressure fueled by societal expectations, personal insecurities, and the fear of time running out. Society often perpetuates the narrative that being partnered is the ultimate marker of success and happiness, while being single, especially in later years, is a sign of failure or loneliness. This messaging can weigh heavily on seniors, who may feel an unspoken urgency to find a companion before it's too late. The fear of isolation, judgment, or missed opportunities can push individuals into relationships that don't truly align with their desires, values, or needs. In these cases, the decision to partner is less about genuine connection and more about settling for something that feels safe or socially acceptable, even if it's far from fulfilling. Take Barbara, a 69-year-old widow who joined a senior dating site at the encouragement of her friends and family. Tired of attending social events as the only single person, she felt the weight of societal expectations to move on after her husband's passing. She met a man who seemed like a good match on paper. He was polite, punctual, and eager to commit. But deep down, Barbara sensed a lack of true connection. He didn't share her sense of humor, didn't understand her love for art and music, and seemed more interested in companionship than in truly knowing her. Yet, surrounded by coupled friends and haunted by the fear of being the odd one out at dinner parties, Barbara convinced herself to move forward. "Everyone else was paired up, and I didn't want to be the last one alone," she admitted. 6 months into the relationship, she felt a profound loneliness that surpassed anything she had experienced while single. The relationship didn't fill the void she had feared. Instead, it left her feeling trapped in a partnership that drained her spirit rather than uplifting it. This is the peril of settling out of fear rather than choosing from a place of strength and self-awareness. When decisions are driven by external pressures, whether from society, family, or internalized fears, Seniors may find themselves in relationships that feel lukewarm, unfulfilling, or even harmful. These partnerships can erode the joy of later years, leaving individuals feeling diminished rather than empowered. In contrast, choosing to remain single after 65 can be one of the most liberating decisions a person can make. It's an opportunity to focus on self-discovery, pursue passion projects, and build a life that reflects one's true values and desires. Solitude in this context is not about isolation but about creating a life of intention, where peace and fulfillment come from within rather than from external validation. The truth, often left unspoken, is that being single in later life is not a tragedy or a last resort. It's a powerful act of self-respect and authenticity. It means waking up each day without the burden of compromise, moving through life at one's own pace, and falling asleep knowing that one's peace is protected. If a new relationship comes along that enhances life without diminishing it, that's a beautiful possibility. But if it doesn't, saying no is not a sign of bitterness or defeat. It's a declaration of self-worth and clarity. As we age, we come to recognize that time is finite and energy is precious. Choosing to remain single allows seniors to prioritize the quality of their days, ensuring that their hearts feel full, not because of a crowded social calendar, but because of the quiet power of living authentically. It's about embracing a solitude that doesn't isolate but liberates, fostering a life filled with intention, calm, and deep self-respect. As we wrap up this journey through the 7 compelling reasons why staying single after 65 can be a powerful and fulfilling choice, I want to hear from you. What have you learned today that resonates with your own life? Maybe it's the importance of protecting your peace, preserving your independence, or recognizing that solitude can be a source of strength rather than loneliness. Take a moment to reflect and share one key takeaway you'll bring into practice in your life. Drop it in the comments below this video. Your insights not only inspire others but also help build a community of wisdom and support. If you found value in this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content that empowers you to live with intention and joy. Until next time, may your heart be content, and your peace undisturbed.